We do want to begin, of course, with some fun on a Monday, and that is so why we always invite Miranda onto the show. So good to have you back on. And we also have another special guest. It is Nate Phillips with the West Michigan Whitecaps. And we, of course, had to bring Nate on because the Whitecaps have had quite the season, and it's all leading up until Wednesdays. I believe it's Wednesdays when the first playoff game over at LMCU Ballpark. Thursday.
Yes,
I'm already off to a rough start, Nate. I should have just had you do the introduction.
It's been a cold weekend. Our minds were scrambled a little bit, so that's A-okay. That's A-okay. But Thursday is that first game.
Yes, no, Thursday is the first game at LMCU Ballpark. We're so excited about it. Nate, Miranda, thank you both so much for being here today.
Well, thanks for having us. And you know what? You are right. People have been busy this weekend. Hopefully you've been out at LMCU Ballpark cheering on the Whitecaps. They've had so many fun promotions, but more importantly, they have been winning big, and that's what's so exciting.
It is really fun. You know, we love to judge our success on maybe some smaller metrics, you know, whether it's fan engagement or different fun promotional items throughout the year. But this year we want to hang our hats on how well this team actually did. You know, they just sealed up the regular season last night, and they matched a franchise record of 92 wins throughout the year. They play 120 some games, and so I don't know, the team played really, really well, and we are in full throttle, ready to go for playoffs starting on Thursday.
That was going to be my first question to you, Nate. I mean, obviously you do so much with the team, kind of both on the field and off the field, but when you hear 92 wins for the Whitecaps in a season coming, I mean, you know, there were some expectations for this team this year, but I didn't think anybody, even in their wildest dreams, could have imagined 92 wins this year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, we started the season with some pretty big prospects within the Tigers organization, and we knew at that point our team is looking pretty good, but when they, ventured out of here and moved up to the AA team, everyone just kind of looked around and said, well, I guess we're good enough. Let's just keep on playing that way. And we actually outpaced our record the second half of the season. We had more wins the second half of the season than the first half of the season. So that really just speaks to how deep the farm system really is within Tigers baseball. So hopefully a World Series championship coming up here in the next handful of years for those diehard fans who are keeping track.
Absolutely. And, you know, one thing that on our sports podcast, the Sports Frenzy podcast with Dean Holsworth and Andy McDonald, one thing that we had touched on just a couple of weeks ago really was the fact that even with those top prospects, you know, Max Clark, Jose Briseño, and Kevin McGonigal, you know, there were some really big names that you guys lost, and we're still able, like you said, to kind of outpace that winning percentage. I mean, again, just full of surprises this season at LMCU Ballpark.
Yeah, it really is, and I think it really speaks to the testament of the coaching staff and, again, just those young players where they just really enjoy being around each other. They enjoy playing baseball. They play fast. They play loose. They just really enjoy being here in West Michigan with the great crowds that come out every single night at the ballpark. It's a wonderful place to play baseball, especially if you are an aspiring baseball player to move up through the ranks. It's just been a whole lot of fun. And so the juju is feeling really good at the ballpark right now. So that's why we hope people are going to come out on Thursday to see this team in action, because it really is something special.
You know what, I want to jump in, and you mentioned that the community supports the Whitecaps. You know what, the community loves the Whitecaps. I love baseball, but I love even more the great ways you engage community, whether it's through the Kids Can Conquer Night, where we bring children from Helen DeVos Children's Hospital to the ballpark to be able to help run the park. We have 18 kids who are battling life-threatening diseases come and have a great night at the ballpark. Then you say, if it's not neon, it shouldn't be on, and you're letting us wear our neon. We can bring our dogs to the ballpark. We celebrate our veterans with the greatest generation. I mean, you have just been so busy engaging the community at every level, every walk of life, every age group. I just want to say thank you for making West Michigan your number one priority as you think about fun at the ballpark.
Yeah, you're welcome. We wouldn't be who we are without this community. You know, when we brought the team here about 30 some odd years ago to be able to, set down some deep roots, I think the team and the organization and ownership level really did it right from the beginning. And it's almost nice to know that there was an expectation for us to be engaged with this community each and every single way that we can, whether it is the off season when the team isn't playing or, the 66 home games that we have. We want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to come through and have fun, whether it is you're bringing your dog through or you're dressing up in crazy costumes or you get a chance to sing the national anthem on the field. We want to make sure that everybody has that fun experience experience here at LMCU Ballpark and just in the community itself.
And Miranda, we actually were part of this season well before it even got started. You know, we both were out the new clubhouse at LMCU Ballpark when they were trying out all the different foods. To think that we would be here just a couple of months later talking about just how dominant this team was. I mean, again, the word surprise, I think, is still underselling it a little bit. Just how great of a season West Michigan really had. And again, had an awesome summer. And you could not beat. I mean, it was the ticket in town all season long over at LMCU Ballpark.
It was. And you know what? Really, for me, it's a sense of pride. You know, I'm old. I've been with the Whitecaps since they started. I remember when they built that stadium and when Lou Chamberlain and the partners came together and said, we're going to make this about baseball and so much more. And you know what? They have lived up to it every single season. So it's like, wow, this is part of West Michigan. It's who we are. So when the Whitecaps win, we all celebrate. We all feel the win. I am super excited about Thursday, September 11th, because you've got special things planned, don't you, Nate?
We certainly do. Again, this is the first time that we've been hosting a playoff game, I think since 2019, maybe even back to 2017. So it's been a little bit of a time here since the team has actually had some playoff baseball. And so it's on a Thursday night. So if you've been following along this season, that's our Thrifty Thursday. So we've got our deals coming up. So we have our $3 beers, $3 hot dogs, $3 Pepsi products all night long. And if you're one of the first 1,000 people through the gates here, you get your own official playoff rally towel that you can wave around during the game to root on those caps. So we've got some fun still, in store.
I got to learn to do this. Are you going to give lessons on proper wrist procedure?
I think so. Don't follow exactly, but just kind of grip the corner here, and then you just really give it a
there we go.
Wave.
I love it.
Make sure it's loud and proud so the team knows that you're there.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, and again, it's been a remarkable season, a historic season for the Whitecaps, and it might be difficult to answer this question, Nate and Miranda, but I mean, if you could, is there a moment this season that is always going to stick out to you, whether it was something on the field or really just some of the fun things that you guys had planned off the field too? Bunghammer's night, always a super big deal. You guys really just go really take it out of the ballpark, I should say, with some of these incredible off-field celebrations and theme nights at LMCU Ballpark. So is there one that is always going to stick out to you about this year?
It's such a good question, Phil, just because, we covered so much ground, whether, again, it was within the community or in the ballpark. But I think for me personally, this team actually is quite involved within the community as well. I've taken over 15 or 20 of these players on a dozen different types of community appearances, whether it's at an elementary school to do some reading, or it is to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital or Mary Free Bed Rehabilitation Center to be able to work with patients, work with kids, and show that, these baseball players, they might be professionals and they might be really busy and focused on winning, but their hearts are also focused in the right place too. And to be able to make that impact within the community and put smiles on faces as they're passing out autographed baseballs and their own bats and batting helmets and batting gloves, just passing them out to make a memory with fans, really goes the extra mile. So again, this team is really special from a professional and from an athletics sense of the word, but also they're involved with the community and they loved being out here all season long. So those are some really great things that I love to see throughout the entire season.
Right. So one of my favorites was we were out doing a live shot right before the Super Soaker Day where kids could wear their swimsuits and run around and just go to that Meyer playground area and just have a blast. And a grandma stopped me and wanted to interview and share her love of the ballpark. She and her granddaughter have made it their tradition over the years to come to as many games as they could. And she wanted to introduce her granddaughter, and I was like, what do you love about coming to the ballpark? And she didn't say baseball. She said spending time with my grandma. And I'm like, you know what? Creating those special memories, those traditions that we do as families, that child will remember that when she's 40 and she's bringing her kids and she'll be like, my grandma and I used to come. We used to go to the Super Soak every July. That's what's beautiful about the ballpark. They've been here, they've proven themselves, they're going to be here in the future, and it's a place West Michigan families can count on to be a beautiful experience for everyone.
Absolutely. And, LMCU Ballpark, on top of being the home for some great baseball, it's also just an incredible place to be, especially during this time of the year when, fall's starting to set in a little bit. The temperatures are getting a little cooler, but you could still be outside and enjoy everything. So, again, if you are maybe on the fence, maybe baseball's not your favorite sport, you don't necessarily, you've never been to a baseball game before, this is the perfect time to go ahead and do it. If going out there and being at LMCU Ballpark isn't enough of a get there, if the fact that the playoffs are back here in West Michigan isn't enough to draw you to LMCU Ballpark, Nate, I got to ask you, what would you tell somebody to get them out to LMCU Ballpark this Thursday? I made sure I had it right this time, and cheer on the Whitecaps as they head into the playoffs.
I think it's just catching a glimpse of a historical team on a mission to bring back a title to West Michigan. I think that's a big thing too. But if you're not a baseball fan, there's still great deals to be able to be had while you're at the ballpark. The atmosphere is electric every single time that people do walk through those gates because we have a lot of fans that are able to come through. Right now, we still have tickets available. I think we have about 5,000 tickets sold. The place holds about 8,000. It'd be awesome to just get that thing packed for those players, just for those deals. And it's a whole lot of fun. Also, a little peek into the forecast. It looks like it's supposed to be full sun, 80 degrees that evening with a low of maybe 60. So it's beautiful weather to be watching a baseball game at this late in the season.
And you get a towel. Go Whitecaps!
Yes, go Whitecaps. We are so excited to see this team into the playoffs. Nate, Miranda, thank you both so much for stopping by today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Of course.